I don't know how you can do that. I don't know how to do that. So let's be real, dude. I mean, this is what happens. This is what happens when you're like, you're just going along with anything, dude. This is no different than me being like, oh yeah, I love astrology. Okay, just to get laid, like straight up. I don't believe this dude believes this stuff. He's just going along with it. Like he's just on the journey. He's like, yeah, oh yeah, totally. I was a lesbian Irish woman. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's real, honey. You're so right. Yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, totally. So the other question I have is like, why are they never ugly? That's how you know it's fake. Because it's never like I was ugly, I was a leper, I was a bad person in a past life. Like they never say, it's never like realistic. You know what I mean? Not only was I a leper, but I was also like a fucking horrible person. Or no one ever says like, oh yeah, in a past life, I was alive for like 3.5 minutes and then immediately died. Like I was like stillborn. It's always people that lived robust lives that got hunted as witches and shit, that they were in like love and it's just why? Why? Why is it never I was a fucking serf whose head got lopped off because I couldn't, you know, bring in enough grain that year? I'm just saying it's 100% fake for that reason. Everybody's sexy. Everybody lived like crazy lives. And it's just all made up. If you were alive for 3 minutes in a past life, how would you remember it? Think before you talk. This is bait, right? I want this to be real so bad. Wouldn't it be ableist to undermine the struggle they're going through, though? Do you ever feel uncomfortable when girls do this stuff? Feels like I would get uncomfortable real quick. Sex should be illegal because I can't get it. Okay, this is a troll. A good one, too. No, he's just funny. It's actually funny. I need to see more of this stuff. Wait, isn't it kind of dangerous to do this kind of meditation? I mean, I want to do it so bad, but I'm scared I'm going to be stuck in there and not be able to come. I'm going to come. There's part 2 in the comments where she's a French noble. Shut the fuck up. Are you serious? Hold up. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's more. Oh my god. There's more. You liked my past life regression TikTok, so I didn't see this one. A psychic medium told me about it during an aura reading. This is what happens when you functionally eradicate organized religion. For good. It's a good thing. And then you don't substitute it for anything meaningful, okay? This is at the heart of my this is what I genuinely believe in. What I've believed in for a very long time. An incredibly concise and profound explanation can be found in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where Dennis explains the God hole. Okay? And it is literally my worldview. It is a worldview that I've had even before I watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And it is the same exact worldview that I've had where this is precisely what you do. You fill it up with like karmic justice or Hinduism, like, or sorry, Buddhist spirituality, stuff like that. Like you have to, and you often do it in a bastardized fashion because you're not fully aware of like what that entails. Or if you're like me, you fill it up with hedonism, with hedonistic degeneracy. No, this is shifting stuff, which is pretty good. What is happening with my...
Hi, guys.
How I shifted the Hogwarts? No way. Okay, let's watch this first. Apparently, I was a noble girl in the France. Oh, come on, dude. Why? This is literally what I'm saying. You're never like a piece of shit. Like, you're never like an ugly piece of shit. My family wanted me to marry a rich man, but I was not in love with him. So I said no, but they tried to force me. So I got on my horse and ran away. I found a little abandoned cottage in the middle of the forest, so I lived there all by myself. Dude, here's what it is, okay? Here's what it is. You just have an active imagination. It's not even that creative, though, because it's like, it's always like just a Disney story. Like, you just believe, you watch a Disney story, and you're saying, like, the Disney story is the way I lived. I hunted and grew all my food and sewed my own clothes. I lived only on my own. My only company was my horse. According to the medium, that's where my soul learned to never settle for what others want me to do or be, and always be myself. She's so like fond of this. That's why in this life, I don't really care about what people think of me. Peace. Yeah, which is why I made a fucking TikTok about it. Nothing says you don't care about how people think of you by, posting these like insane lucid dreams that you post on TikTok now. I love this shit, dude. It's great. I think people should be allowed to dream. But I should be able to laugh at this person. Anyone who wants to take my right away from me to like be able to laugh at this person. What? And other people that have like past life experiences and stuff like that. You're a piece of shit. Like, you're literally taking something away from me. This person doesn't deserve voting rights, to be honest. No. Yeah, no one is like, so what's up? Like, why are you like a black woman who somehow didn't get arrested or murdered in the 1500s in Ireland, but like it's never like I was literally sold off into slavery in a past life. Why haven't the white people captured that energy yet? Oh my god, I just spoke that into existence. Oh my god, there's gonna be like this fucking white upper middle class above average looking girl with a TikTok who's literally now gonna be like, I was a fucking, in a past life, I was a child who was enslaved. I was a black child who was enslaved. Oh my god. And my past life trauma haunts me to this day. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Boys, I'm sorry. I literally just spoke that into existence. Someone is going to do that. Oh my god.
2, 3, funk it.
Woke up one morning, decided. So I woke up one morning and decided, hey, let's do a past life regression. Trigger warning for anybody that's not mentally stable who has anxiety. Please don't do this because it literally messed with me for a good couple of days.
Yeah, no, it's you're definitely mentally stable. No, dude. Nothing says I'm mentally stable like believing that you fucking traveled back to a past soul life that you had. This is so good.
So in my deep meditative state, I saw myself as a white female with light brown hair, and I had a daughter. I was wearing clothes that kind of resembled like medieval times, and I was out with my daughter picking fruit or like harvesting something. Then I just remember these men in black horses came and they separated me and my daughter and were calling me a witch. As I was watching my daughter get pulled away from me, the men took me away and slit my throat. And when they slit my throat, I honestly choked up and started crying. Like, it felt so real to me, and I just didn't even know how to feel. Up until this day, I can't wear turtlenecks. I can't keep anything close to my neck.
Dude, come on. Oh, this is so good. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God, dude. Oh my God. She's literally wearing a necklace, dude. Oh, please stop. Oh, please. This is too good. This is too good. Everybody wants to be witches, dude.
I feel like it suffocates me. It just triggers something in me. I legit had to like calm myself down after that. I felt like I just needed to rest.
3 signs that you know somebody from one of your past lives.
Oh my, what is, oh dude, this guy.
Time starts feeling weird when you're around this person. So maybe time speeds up or time slows down, but you tend to check the clock and you're like, what? It's only been 10 minutes? It feels like it's been 2 hours. Or, oh my God, it feels like it's been 30 minutes, but it's been 5 hours. Time kind of takes on another role. It's not.
This is not in its, time is not in its normal flow when you're around this person. Or maybe you're fucking enjoying yourself around this person and you just like don't think about it.
In its normal flow when you're around this person.
I'm a hypnotherapist, and this is one of my favorite stories from doing a session. This girl came to me, and even though she had a lot of issues going on in life, she was always just super happy and took things like really positively. But she had like a weird fear about holding babies and just felt like she just needed more answers in life in general. So we do the session, we put her under, and as we start the session, we find out that she was this cute little lady in the middle of a forest during medieval times because she did.
Medieval. Bro, if you're a scammer, I'm assuming you're like saying people are living during medieval times a lot, right? Of course, it's always suspiciously so similar to how like Hollywood is depicted medieval times. Just learn how to spell it though. Like, what do you mean?
Didn't want to be a part of anybody's kingdom. Well, one of the king's men found her in the forest and convinced her to come live in their territory. And they were promised
What? Why would that happen? They convinced her? No, motherfucker. They would have raped and murdered her and then taken like the 3 potatoes in her house and moved on. Why would they be like, oh yeah, we really want you. Hey, come on, please. You would make for an incredible serf. Like you.
everything that they want as long as they serve the king. Well, her service was to be his surrogate, so have his baby. And she did not like that, mostly because she wasn't able to keep her baby when it was done. So she has the baby.
Wait, what? It went to the queen who she didn't like at all? What? I think these people would benefit a lot from, at the very least, like learning how power dynamics worked back then, so that it's not like so easily disprovable that it's just like you just made this up. But then again, it wouldn't be like, if it wasn't like romanticized, and people probably wouldn't want to, believe it, right?
To keep her baby when it was done. So she has the baby. She escaped with the baby and took off back into the forest. Watch part 2 for more. Part 2. So in this life, she escapes back to her house in the forest with her new daughter from the king. And for a while, they live a totally good life. She raises her daughter for about 3 or 4 years. But then the king's men end up finding her again in the forest, and this is where...
Sad! Then the king's men found her again, dude. No, sad.
It gets kind of ugly. They not only took the child back, but they also cut off all of her hair on the spot and then took her as their own prisoner to take her back to the king.
What? Why wouldn't they just cut her head off at this point? This is the point where head cutting would have happened if this story was real. The head cutting would have happened before anything else. Also, how the fuck are the king's men, whoever they are, which I don't know why there is like a king's men that operate like this. Why are they like, how are they able to find people when like motherfuckers were getting away with crimes like 30 years ago before like DNA evidence had been, the science around like DNA evidence had existed to the degree that it does. Like, what's going on?
Kingdom. She spent her life as a prisoner for about 2 years until her brother ended up breaking her out. And here is the fun part. The baby in that life is her sister in this life, and her brother was the same brother that she has in this life.
Oh my God. That is a big reveal, dude. That's a big reveal. That is a fun part.
As well. And when she told her mom said it all made sense because when she was a little girl, she used to take her sister out of her mom's hands and say, "Thank you for having my baby." She also would refuse to cut her hair, ever, and would scream if anyone ever tried. And her sister have incarnated many lives together that way. Because it teaches their soul love.
Wait, it's a soul contract that helps their souls learn love. They're good at it together. Dude, this makes too much sense, dude. I'm getting chills, boys. This is real. This is real.
Love.
Tell me about a time your child's told you a past life story.
So on September 11th, 2019, my daughter...
Dude, what's up with 9/11? Why are they always like, why is shit popping off around 9/11 today? Like a lot.
daughter was 4 years old. And I was scrolling through my Facebook, and there's some 9/11 memorial posts. And she just so happened to see the Twin Towers on one of them. So she points to one of the towers, I think it was the North Tower, and she said, "Hey Mom, I used to work there." And I was like, "When?" She's like, "Before." And she said that one day she was working and the floor got really hot. So she stood on her desk because the floor was too hot. And she said that her and her friends were trying to get through the door, but they couldn't open the door. So she jumped out the window and flew like a bird. Mind you, Bella has never heard about 9/11 before.
So I did this.
I'm going to look at this Brian Weiss past life regression session in a second, by the way. We got to do this. I found your past life experience. Yeah, it's me.
It's like meditation thing that a lot of people here on TikTok have been doing, where it's basically you meditate into your deepest self-conscious and remember your past life. The videos I saw of people describing their experience I thought were really dramatic because it was really detailed, but it's actually real. I remembered so much about my past life. There is a warning though. This can bring out, like, this can make you really emotional, because mine did. Me and my husband and my daughter all lived in this house that was in like this swamp landscape, and me and my daughter were really close, and she
Yeah, and I had a donkey come up and and annoy me, and it was crazy. I just wanted to live by myself. Okay, and then I had to go on this adventure with a donkey. There was a dragon that we fought at a certain point. I don't know.
ended up getting kidnapped from me. The moment she was taken from me, I instantly broke out of meditation and started sobbing. I even saw how I died, which was in a really brutal way, and it's just a lot. If you do this...
Wait, she won't even tell us how she died? I need to know.
Be careful.
Be careful. Oh.
Fun fact about me, I went to a psychic, and in a past life she told me I worked at a meat packing plant and I fell into the meat grinder and they didn't stop production.
And that's why I'm a vegan.
They ate me. So to clarify, about like 50 years ago, 8 people ate my past life body. They ate my meat.
Okay, there's no way that's a real... Dude, what the fuck? Polymism? No, that's like... No. She's just got a vor fetish, dude. She literally just has a vor fetish. That's what it is.
Go forward slowly.
I did the hypnosis thing to see into your past lives, and I highly recommend it. 1, it was in the 1600s in Scotland / Europe. I was born into a poor family. I was one of the youngest only girl. I had 2 older brothers. My mom died of tuberculosis when I was still around 12. It was my worst heartbreak. I married a wealthy man, but there was no love at all. He beat me often. I loved our driver. We never ended up together, though. I outlived my husband and died alone of old age. I was ready to depart. It put a lot into perspective for me. I'm here in this lifetime to love and be loved. I'm so glad I read all that. Hasanabi won't read my leftist meme that I wrote, but he sits here and reads like fucking Scottish past life experiences on TikTok. Scotland / Europe, by the way. Also, drivers in the 1600s, like, what were they driving? A horse? Like a carriage driver?
Well, you look like yourself, but you're somebody else.
I'm a hypnotherapist, and this is my past life story.
Oh, hell
So I
yeah.
originally went into hypnotherapy because I was having a repetitive dream about me getting washed in really high waves, but being really calm about it. So I made this the focus of my session and made sure that this is what I got to the bottom of. When I dropped into the life in this session, I was a young girl on an underdeveloped island. I found out that my parents had been killed a couple years earlier, and my brother was an authority figure on the island.
See, okay, I like this. They're getting into like weird shit now. You know what I mean? It's not always like a love story straight out of Pride and Prejudice. It's now like, now they're like talking about weird shit. Like I was a tribesman.
The island started to become more of a community with jobs and functions, and I was not ready for that. So while my brother delegated jobs, I stayed back and made jewelry and just hung out. After a while, the other islanders weren't a fan of me, but my brother always had my back. But I also felt like that was ruining my brother's reputation. And spoiler alert, my older brother in that life is my younger brother in this life. So
It's always a self-report, dude. It's literally like they just are. There's this endless feeling of covering up your personal flaws in this life by drawing back to like trauma or experiences in a past life. Like, it's obvious that, like, her younger brother probably is, like, a little bit embarrassed by her being a fucking TikTok hypnotherapist. So he's just, like, he's, like, an accountant or some shit. And everyone's like, yo, what's up with your fucking older sister, dude? She's kind of weird.
to stop embarrassing my brother, I took off in the middle of the night. Can't fit it all, so watch for part 2.
Bro, she's always fitting it in part 2, though. I'm such a fan.
Part 2. So I let the tribe to just do whatever. but was still close enough to where if there were any events going on, I could still make my way back over there. And I had memories of times I would go visit, and people told me I can come back, but I still just wanted to do my own thing. But then there was an issue at the tribe I used to live at, and when I went to go check on what happened, I found my brother's dead body. Found out it was an inside job and mostly an exchange of powers within the tribe. So I took my brother's body back to the hut, and I buried him with banana leaves and flowers until I decided there was really no point in me living anymore. So I ended up walking into the ocean where there were big waves, and I swam till I drowned. So I found out when I'm dreaming of that, it's usually in a chaotic time of my life, and it's kind of a weird way that my body brings me back to that time where I found peace amongst the chaos in the ocean. Sometimes the reason why we
What is that emote? Yo, look at the emoji she used there, dude. Ooh. I found peace amongst the chaos in the ocean. Ooh. So kinky, dude.
dream things are weird.
What if these are real? Oh my God, there's more. Oh my God, there's more. Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Nanny for.
Okay, I have to pee.
I think that the 4-year-old
I
I
have to pee
nanny
so
for
bad.
just told me about his past life. Here's why. We're having a normal conversation, and he says to me, yeah, that was the life before my surgery. And I know enough about the kid to know that he has never had surgery before, so I said, hey, what do you mean before your surgery? He says, yeah, don't you remember like a long time ago when I was older and I got shot? And he's like, and then I went to surgery, and when I came back, I was a baby again, and I had a different mom. I said, what? He said, yeah, my old mom. Then explained to me what she looked like, explained to me the siblings he used to have before the siblings he has now, and the ones he explained were very different than the ones he has right now. Here's the best part. He told me that he was a bad guy and that there was a lot of people after him before he got shot, and he got shot trying to hide in a library. He's 4 years old. He can't just make this up. Their brains don't work like that.
Tell me about a time your child's told you a past life story.
Okay, yes, I have a good one. So, my brother, who is currently 3 years old, and yes, he's 3. Oh my God, how old am I? I'm 29. There's a huge 25-year age gap. Latinos are popping kids at all times. But that's not important right now. So, a couple of months ago, my brother, out of nowhere, out of the blue, he's like, Mana, because that's how he calls me, Mana. He's like, Mana, do you remember when I used to be the big one and you were the baby and I was teaching you how to eat and how to walk and I was teaching you things?
No way, dude. That's crazy. That we must look deeper into this.
And I'm just there like, no, I don't remember that. What the hell are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you used to be the baby and I used to be the adult. And I'm just there like, what the?
Today we're going to be talking about James Leininger, who was born to Andrea and Bruce Leininger on April 10th, 1998. So when James was around 2 years old, he started having very vivid nightmares. Andrea recalls that she would come into his room and hear him screaming things like airplane crash, plane on fire. When James was able to speak, his parents started asking him about these dreams. James started recounting experiences that sounded like they were out of World War II. He claimed that he flew a plane called the Corsair, that it took off from a boat called the Natoma, and that he had a flying partner named Jack Larson. James also played with GI dolls, which he named Walter, Leon, and Billy. When his parents asked him about these names, he claimed that they were the men that met him when he got to heaven. Obviously, his parents were very confused, so in September of 2002, his father, Bruce, went to a World War II reunion event for the Natoma. While there, he learned that there was a pilot that died at Natoma Bay.
Oh my God, there's an actual story behind this. Back in 2004, they wrote it nearly 6 decades ago, 21-year-old Navy pilot. Dude, I love this. I love shit like this, dude. I love shit like this. Oh my God. That's awesome.
His name? James Huston Jr. Like for part 2.
Oh, please tell me the part 2 is in here.
Not only was James Huston Jr. a real person, but the GI dolls and Jack Larson were as well. Billy, Leon, and Walter were all aviators that died before James Huston and had the same hair color as the GI dolls. Jack Larson was still alive. Here he and James Leininger are together. Bruce also met 3 other men that day that confirmed a lot of the things that James had said. One of the craziest parts of this story is that James was actually able to reunite with his past life sister, Annie Barron. James had never...
Dude, that's so sad. That's so incredibly fucked up and so sad. Oh my God, this is hilarious. My son has this crazy past life story. He was this brilliant artist who never got his due. And once he was rejected from the art academy, he decided to join the military. But then he took all of that energy and became a leader of a country. He was very ambitious. However, he was persecuted for loving his country too much and also for his convictions, and ended up dying in a bunker due to suicide. He wanted to make Germany great again. That's so good. That's so good, dude. We got to make these fake ones up for like historical, just historical figures. Oh, my man said Holocaust isn't funny. Thank you for your brilliant and insightful analysis. Yeah, no shit, dude.
Never met Annie, and yet he was able to confirm that they had another sister named Ruth. He knew the age differences between all of the siblings. He knew that their father was an alcoholic. And he even remembered a random memory about them getting portraits drawn together when they were younger. All of which Annie confirmed. James is now 22 years old, and he and James Huston look pretty similar. See for yourself. Let me know if you guys want me to do more stories like this yourself.
What? They don't even look similar. What? Like, I have face blindness, and I think like all white people look alike, and even I can tell these people are not, they don't look alike at all.
Let me know if you guys want me to do more stories like this.
Tell me about a time your child's told you a past life story.
For context, I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and that's where I raised my son. This one time he was about 4 or 5, and I was going on about how incredibly lucky or blessed that I felt because he was my son. To which he replied, "Yeah, I'm so lucky I got to choose you." And I said, "Choose me?" And he
Damn, bro. This is a mom who literally watched Pixar Disney's Soul, okay? There it is. That's what this is. When you watch Soul and you believe it.
He said, "Yeah, this one time I was with my other mother and we were walking through the forest. We found a cabin and you were inside, and I looked through the windows and I said, yeah, I want her to be my next mom. And that's how I got here." And I said, "Your other mother?" And he said, "Yeah, my other mother." And I said, "Bub."
I remember in a past life, I was a very tall and lanky built man. People always celebrated me for my honesty. I remember wanting everyone to be free in America, and I advocated greatly for the abolishment of slavery. I thought that that was not very cool. I also did briefly talk about potentially taking all the freed black people over to Liberia, but that's a different story. The last memory I have from this life is being in a fancy theater hall and watching a play with my wife. And then that's the reason why I have so much trauma and I hate going to the theaters now. I can't go to a movie theater. I don't know why. I just remember like Bay of Pigs a lot. Okay. And I loved hooking up with sexy ladies, including this this woman. I think her name was Marilyn. I don't know. And then one day I'm with my wife and we're in a convertible, and I can't remember anything else, and that's why I keep getting headaches every time I ride in a convertible, and also I just have this unreasonable fear of Texas.
I want her to be my next mom. And that's how I got here. And I said, your other mother? And he said, yeah, my other mother. And I said, bub, I'm your only mom. And he said, this time around. I asked him to describe what the other mother looked like, and he said she had long white hair that touched the ground, it would drag on the ground, and that she had pale skin, white as snow skin.
What? Her mother was a elf? What the fuck?
Tell me about a time your child's told you a past life story.
Okay, so this actually wasn't my kid. It was my sister when she was a baby. Okay, just so you know, me and my sister are 13 months apart. And when we were babies, my grandmother used to smoke, but she didn't want anybody to know. So she used to hide out in the laundry room and do it. And one time when my sister was about 2 or 3 years old, she went in the laundry room and caught my grandmother smoking a cigarette. And my grandmother tried to put it out real quick and hide it, but my sister said, oh, Grandma, that's okay. When I was a lady, I used to smoke cigarettes all the time, and I used to burn myself a lot. Then she proceeded to point to a small birthmark on her body and say, look, this is where I burned myself real bad one time. Crazy, right?
Scary past life memories. A Reddit user talked about how they would have the same dream that they were living in the past. They said they would constantly have a dream about being in the 1940s and being shipped off to war. It was the same dream every time. He was a young man in England and he knew that the war was coming. He thought that getting involved in the war was the right thing to do, so he enlisted. This turned into him getting accepted into the army, and then the last part of the dream was always the feeling that he was stepping onto a boat and heading off to war. He has no idea where this dream comes from or if it's connected to a past life, but he constantly has it. A 2-year-old boy in England started telling his mom that he used to be a woman. He went into detail about how he was alive before and he was married to a man named George, and the two of them didn't like each other very much. And then one day the former lady had a baby with the man named George, but he didn't want the baby around, so he was mean to both of them, so she took the baby and ran away. This is a pretty bizarre story for a kid to break down, and he swore that he lived and grew old as a woman before and was married to a man named George. That's everything we have for you today. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe.
I'm a hypnotherapist, and this is one of my favorite stories from doing a session. This girl came to me and...
Bro, there's no like client privilege here, by the way, when you're a hypnotherapist. That's illegal? No, it's not. She's a fucking hypnotherapist. She's not like a real... That's not like... She's not doing real therapy, chat.
And even though she had a lot of issues going on in life, she was always just super happy and took things like really positively. But she had like a weird fear about holding babies and just felt like she just needed more answers in life in general. So
Chat be like, this is a HIPAA violation. Yeah. Spiritual HIPAA, dude.
we do the session, we put her under. And as we start the session, we find out that she was this cute little lady in the middle of a forest during medieval times because she didn't want to be a part of anybody's kingdom. Well, one of the king's men found her in the forest and convinced her to...
Oh, we already saw this one. Oh, damn. The hair cutting technique. That one sucked.
And her and her sister have incarnated many lives together that way because it teaches their soul love.
So a few weeks ago, my older sister had a set of twins, and my daughter just met them before bed via FaceTime for the first time. It was going really cute until she just randomly blurts out to us, one of the babies is going back to heaven. I have no idea why she would ever say that because we don't even talk about religion or heaven in our house, so it's really, really strange that she says this. Really creepy that she says this. It's not the first creepy thing she's said to me either. Another time she told me randomly, like nothing, no context to what we were talking about, I'm not big anymore. When I asked her more about it, she meant that she was now a child again, which was again really strange, but kids can have imaginations that run wild. Then there was the time though that my stepfather passed away and she was about 3 years old. She started randomly laughing hysterically at nothing.
Wait, did the child die? Did I miss it?
looking out a window, and I asked her what was so funny. She tells me, friend David. My stepfather's name was David, and we don't know any other Davids that she would know. I don't know if you guys remember a few months ago, I made a post about.
Dude, this is funny. I feel like these people should not have children, dude. Like, I don't know if they can take care of kids, dude, if this is the energy that they're putting out there. I'm just saying, like.
About my daughter talking about some creepy stuff about one of her newborn twin cousins going back to heaven. Well, today she just made a comment, and it definitely has solidified my belief that she has been to heaven, and she knows way more than us about it. She told me as we were pulling out of the subdivision that I had forgot to buckle her harness. We were in a hurry and I made a huge mom mistake, so of course I pulled over right away to do that, and I was profusely apologizing to her, telling her I was so sorry that I wanted to keep her safe and I never meant to forget to.
Wait, what? Why would you apologize to your child? They don't fucking know. I made a huge mistake. I'm so sorry to you, child. I want to make sure that you're safe all the time. Like, what?
Buckle her in. And she told me, I like going where the babies come from. When I'm there, I'm a little angel. We don't talk about religion in our house, so I have no idea where she would be getting these things from. We don't have cable TV, and we never unsupervise their TV time anyways, so it really is something that she keeps bringing these things up to us, and it was really, really something else to hear.
My 3-year-old daughter is always telling me stories about her angel parents and the life she didn't have with me. The other day she told me her angel daddy's name was Kevin, and that they were driving together when cops pulled him over, took him away, and then he died in jail. She also told me she chose me in the woods.
Tell me about a time your child's told you a past life story.
When I was 4 years old, my daughter came to me and started talking about her past life. She told me she was a potato harvester. And she told me she had a sister that she really, really loved. Then she told me she died in that life, but she told her sister when she died to meet her in her next life. So I was like, okay. She told me she met God, that God was a woman. She was 4 years old. And I was like, okay. She told me that God is always dressed in orange and in red. And okay, I was like, fine. A couple of months passed and my grandfather died. I was very upset. And my daughter told me, Mom, don't be sad. Your grandfather went to the stars, picked up my sister from my past life, and he brought her back. And now she's in your tummy. And that's how I found that I was pregnant with my second daughter.
Human trafficking? What the fuck? Psychological facts no one knows? It's so good. This is so good. I'm starting to remember things from a past life. Okay, stop. Did I? Oh, here, this one.
If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Rochelle, and in this video, I am going to be shifting. If you don't know what shifting is when you're transporting your subconscious mind from your current reality, also known as your CR, into your desired reality, known as your DR. This desired reality isn't some kind of dream or anything. It is actually a whole different reality that is real life and has real people. In this video, I will be shifting to Hogwarts. So I really want to shift just because I thought it'd be really nice to just escape my current reality for a little bit. I mean, we all go through these moments in our life in our current reality where we're feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe stressed out, or maybe dealing with some personal struggles. For me right now, it is currently exam season, so I'm feeling a little stressed out. That is why I really want to shift right now, just so I can escape the stress and the pressure from my current reality. And I guess I just really want a moment in my desired reality where I can feel stress-free. In terms
Wait, this is like it's just called dreaming, right? Like, it's just like, I mean, it definitely is it probably is unhealthy, I feel like. You're like meditating, but you're using it, I guess, like, you're not really meditating. I feel like meditating creates mindfulness where you develop like a better understanding of the world. This is more so like you're literally just closing your eyes and imagining a better world, like a more fun. Like you're trying to literally disassociate from the actual world that you live in to escape. All right,
Of why I want to shift to Hogwarts? Well, who wouldn't want to shift to Hogwarts? I've read all the books and I've watched all the movies, and it just feels like something I really want to experience. I mean, it's just a really cool world and magic is real there. As always, before we get into this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and hit the bell icon to stay up to date and notified of when and what I post. And with that, let's just get into the video. This video is actually my second shifting video that I have posted.
What?
In my first video that I posted a couple of weeks ago, I talked about a couple different shifting methods you could try. I also did a script with me where I show you how and what I put in my script. And I took you along with me over a couple of days while I attempted to shift. When I filmed that video, I was very green to shifting. Those nights I filmed were actually a couple of my first few nights I attempted to shift. And spoiler alert, I was unsuccessful at shifting then. However, I did experience some of the signs and symptoms that tell you you are close to shifting. And that's what really motivated me to film this video. If I'm gonna be honest, I still think I'm a beginner at shifting. I mean, I'm not as green as I was when I filmed my first shifting video, but I'm still not fully experienced at shifting. In between my last video and now, I did try shifting a couple more times. In those tries, I wasn't able to fully shift, but again, I did feel some of those symptoms that tell you are close to shifting. So in this video, I really wanted to document my experience to see my
This is like the girl version of the YouTube guys who retain their semen. This is literally, yeah, women do nofap. Oh, it's the same energy. Like, actually, the nofap guys are like way more serious, though. They get very upset when you make fun of them.
progression and see if I've improved since then. And I don't know, maybe even successfully shift. Who knows?
So here's the thing I don't get. Like, so they know that it's not real. Like, she knows that she's not real. Right? So she's just going into like a... Like, shifting is when you kind of know that the other world is like make-believe, because magic is real there. No, they think it's real? Wait, what?
I guess you can say this video is kind of like a part 2 to my last shifting video. So my plan for this video is to take you along with me over the next couple of days while I attempt to shift. Each morning after the night I attempt to shift, I will update you and tell you my experience on how it went. From the last few tries, I've picked up on some of the things that worked for me and some of the things that didn't. So over the next few days while I attempt to shift, I will be trying some new things. I will also be applying some of the things that previously worked really well for me and trying some of the same methods. And I will be disregarding some of the things that I felt didn't really work for me. In my last video, I did ask you guys—
Dude, this is like when I was a kid and I had never gotten laid. Obviously, I was a virgin and I wanted to really bad. So I would like dream about what it would be like. I would try to like dream really hard about what sex would be like, to try to dream like getting a blowjob. Okay. But I just knew that that wasn't real. I was just like trying to think about it really hard and like dream about it and try to figure out what it would feel like. You know what I mean? Which is just called dreaming, I guess. Like, I wasn't shifting into another... Dude, we professionalize everything, dude. It's the same tendency. It's the same tendency to just like say everything is trauma and abuse and everything is toxic. And everything is, there's no lying, it's all gaslighting. Like, that's what it is, you know what I mean? Like, this is just daydreaming, but they professionalized it to call it like something different. shifting.
Guys for some tips and pointers to help me improve my shifting, and quite a few of you did leave me some helpful comments, so I thought I would share them with you right now. The first comment I received was, don't try to shift more than 2 times a week because you're using a lot of mental energy and you can get sick. And try the same method for a few times before changing methods. Well, maybe that's why I was unsuccessful in shifting last time. Just because when I tried to shift then, I was shifting 4 nights in a row, and each night I tried to shift, I used a different method, so I guess I was really tiring myself out, and that's why my results weren't great then. This comment just kind of changes my plans for this video. I am actually going to be applying this tip, so I will be shifting twice this week and then twice next week. So I guess this video will span across 2 weeks then. Hopefully I will receive a better outcome when shifting. Another comment I received was to use guided meditation. They said that there are some specifically made for shifting, and it...
Okay, come on.
Please feel free to leave a comment. This is a popular method. I'm also deciding to do something that I didn't do
Oh my god, it was like 6 minutes of her talking about shifting until she shifted.
last time. I'm going to listen to some guided meditations. So what I felt like I was in a yoga class. I don't know if you've taken a yoga class, but sometimes guided meditations actually help me to focus better, just because I was constantly being told what to do. So the next time I woke up was, but I had to pee again. Yeah, so there's that. So tonight, right now, actually, I'm feeling kind of burnt out. It was just a really tiring school day today, but I did really want to shift tonight, so I think I'm gonna go for a simpler method. That is why I decided that I would do the pillow method today. If I can remember, the last time I tried the pillow method, I had dreams about being at Hogwarts. That did not mean that I had shifted. Those are actually dreams, but perhaps those dreams could...
Wait, there's a difference? What the fuck? There's a difference between just dreaming and shifting. Yeah, she's just trying to do lucid dreaming. They think it's real? I don't think I can shift to Hogwarts anymore because I shifted there and I scripted Draco to be more soft and nice. And I hit him while I was shifting and he started crying and I kept punching him and hitting him and he died. Why did you do that? Well, I didn't think he would actually die. Bro, he's not real in this reality, but he is when you shift in a reality where he exists. If you refuse to believe that, then fine, but you need to. And she'll do it again. You guys know if you kill someone, it's a crime because there's a reality where you go to Hogwarts and there's a reality where Draco is real. So you committed a crime. Yeah, I don't think the kids are going to be all right. I think we're fucked. Can we watch the guy version after this? He thinks he's a Super Saiyan. I really wanted that to be real. When I was younger, I wanted to be a Super Saiyan. Who didn't, really? I wanted it so bad. I would just go like until I thought maybe I could, like, you know, if I tried and flexed really hard, maybe I could turn Super Saiyan. And it didn't happen. And guess what? A Day with Reality Shifters by Anthony Padilla.
Reality shifting, a phenomenon in which a person actively projects their consciousness from their current reality to another through numerous techniques, usually involving some combination of deep focus and manifestation. The sudden rise in reality shifting can likely be attributed to viral TikToks, such as ones labeled with hashtag Draco Malfoy, which in total has almost 20 billion views. Amidst wholesome Harry Potter fan edits, numerous videos explain how people can literally be with Draco Malfoy at Hogwarts through reality shifting. But shifters aren't limited to fictional locations and can experience any desired reality of their choosing. As this trend continues, the hashtag reality shifting specifically has garnered almost 400 million views on its own. My name's Anthony Padilla, and today...
Wait, this person said, oh shit. Someone in the chat is unironically defending shifting and said, well, how do you know what's real and what's not? Okay. We live on a floating ball. Like, how do you know what's real and what's not real? It's like, it's over, dude. It's done. They're right.
Today, I'm going to be sitting down with reality shifters to learn the truth about this elusive and often controversial practice. Is reality shifting a truly revolutionary mentality that has the potential to shape the way humanity experiences consciousness forever? Or is it nothing more than deeply vivid imagination, or just a trendier version of the ancient art of self-induced lucid dreaming? Hello, Cam.
Hi.
Daniel.
Hi, Anthony. How's it going?
Kristen.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming on here and teaching me about the world of reality shifting.
A real pleasure, thank you.
What do you consider yourself? A reality shifter? Someone who understands the concept of projecting your consciousness?
I would consider myself a shifter. A reality shifter.
My background is something called lucid dreaming. Now, lucid dreaming is the ability to know that you're dreaming while dreaming.
Are you comfortable referring to yourself as a reality shifter? Or do you think that's they're different things?
I certainly don't have any issue with the terminology. I know that reality shifting has become a really popular phrase recently, and anything that gets people thinking about the mind and how the mind works, I'm all for.
What does reality shifting entail in general?
The belief that the multiverse is real. There are nearly an infinite amount of realities, and we're just choosing which one we want to experience.
Essentially taking your consciousness and shifting, literally shifting it to another reality. That reality could be like anything that you've envisioned, or it could be actual realities like Hogwarts or Narnia.
So really the experience is a lot like falling asleep consciously. It's basically you're bringing your awareness along for the ride. Fall into a dream and then suddenly realize, oh, this is a dream, I can control it.
The problem is, like, why don't they realize that it's not real? Like, someone else literally thought this up. It is a fabrication. It is something that another human being thought up, imagined, made up. Why can't they recognize that? That's what's like a little concerning about this entire thing. Like, how do you not realize that this is not a real thing? Please explain to me how you don't recognize that this is... It's frustrating me a little bit. Like, do they not realize that is like someone else conjured this universe up in their mind? Or do they think that that person also shifted to a different plane? And that's how they like wrote the universe or something.
And I would live out all of my childhood wishes, flying into space. That was the main one, really.
Is there more than one method to shift?
There are two main divisions. There's sleeping methods and awake methods. Sleeping methods are methods that you use when you're like planning to go to sleep and then shift during. Awake methods are methods that you do when you're awake and you're conscious, so that you shift while you're conscious.
Some of the more popular methods would be the Raven method, the Sunny method, the lucid dreaming method. A lot of those are just kind of waiting until you reach that state in between consciousness and unconsciousness, and then setting the intent to shift. I am most familiar with the Raven method. It's where you lay on your back in starfish pose, you count to 100. During those countings, you make sure you're affirming, you're visualizing where you want to go, and then at 100, you're done kind of with the method. You just set the intention you're going to shift, you fall asleep, and when you wake up, you're there.
The best approach is to build up this sort of critical thinking about the world around you. Any strange events are suddenly a cue to step back and think, oh, this could be a dream.
Just do drugs, forehead. Like, the fuck? Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
And then you can do what's called a reality test. Now, a really simple one is you pinch your nose and you try to breathe through your pinched nose.
Okay. I'll try.